Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Channel. I'm Sarah, and I am truly so glad you chose to be here with us today because this topic is one I have personally been looking forward to for a very long time.
And I'm Jack. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, you picked a wonderful day to join us. And if you are a returning viewer, then you already know what we do here. Real English, real conversations, real topics that matter in everyday life.
Everyday life, absolutely. And today's topic matters so much. We are talking about Ramadan 2026, how to talk about it in English, how to understand it, how to explain it, how to participate in conversations about it naturally and confidently.
Naturally and confidently. Because whether you are Muslim and want to explain Ramadan to your English-speaking colleagues or friends, or whether you are not Muslim and simply want to understand what's happening around you, this conversation is for you.
This is for you completely. And before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button right now, right this moment. Please, it genuinely means the world to us. It keeps this channel alive. It helps us keep making content like this, free, real, useful for you.
For you, always. We pour our hearts into every single video, and your subscription tells us to keep going. It takes 2 seconds, and it changes everything for us. So please, subscribe now if you haven't. And if you have, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
From the bottom, truly. Okay, Ramadan. Let's start with the basics. What is Ramadan? In English conversations, you might hear people ask this question, especially if they live or work in a diverse environment. So how do you explain it?
How do you explain it? Simply. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar. It is considered the holiest month in Islam. Muslims around the world fast during this month. They abstain from eating and drinking from dawn until sunset.
From dawn until sunset, every day. And this is not just about food. Ramadan is a time for prayer, for reflection, for gratitude, for giving to charity, for strengthening connection with God. It is deeply spiritual, deeply personal, deeply communal at the same time.
Because even though fasting is individual, Ramadan brings communities together in a powerful way. Families gather, neighbors share meals, mosques fill with people. There's a sense of collective purpose that is really beautiful.
Really beautiful to witness. Now, Ramadan 2026, when does it fall? This is important because Ramadan shifts every year. The Islamic calendar is lunar, so Ramadan moves approximately 11 days earlier each year on the Gregorian calendar.
Earlier each year consistently. In 2026, Ramadan is expected to begin around late January or early February. The exact start date depends on the sighting of the crescent moon, which is a very significant tradition in Islam. Different countries may begin one day apart based on their moon sighting.
Based on their moon sighting locally, and this is a great conversation point in English. If someone asks you, when does Ramadan start? You can say something like, it depends on the moon sighting, but it's expected to begin around the end of January 2026.
Around the end of January 2026, approximately. You can also say, the start date varies by country, or we wait for the official announcement. These are natural, fluent phrases. They explain the tradition without being confusing.
Without being confusing at all. Now let's talk about fasting. Fasting is called saum in Arabic. In English conversations, you'll mostly hear people say fasting or the fast. You fast, you break your fast, you observe the fast. These are the common expressions.
These are very common expressions. I'm fasting today. I'm observing Ramadan. I'm keeping my fast. All of these sound natural and fluent in English. You can use any of them comfortably.
Comfortably and confidently. Now, two very important words related to Ramadan that English speakers use frequently, suhoor and iftar. These Arabic words have entered everyday English in many parts of the world.
In many parts of the world now. Suhoor is the pre-dawn meal, the meal you eat before the fast begins, before Fajr, the morning prayer. It's also sometimes spelled sehri, depending on the region. Both words are understood and used in English conversations.
Both are widely used. You might say something like, I woke up early for suhoor, or I need to set an alarm for sahri. These sentences are completely natural in English. Don't feel like you need to translate everything. These words belong in English conversations now.
They belong completely. And iftar is the meal that breaks the fast at sunset. This is often the most anticipated moment of the day. The moment the call to prayer sounds and families sit together and break their fast, usually starting with dates and water.
Starting with dates and water traditionally. Iftar has also become a social event in many places. Companies host iftar dinners, governments hold iftar receptions, restaurants create special iftar menus. It is both a religious moment and a community celebration.
A community celebration, absolutely. And in English conversations, you'll hear things like, "Are you joining us for iftar?" Or "We're having an iftar gathering at our place." Or "The restaurant has a special iftar buffet this Ramadan." These are all very natural phrases.
Very natural English phrases. Now let's talk about something important, how to speak to someone who is fasting. This is a situation many people face, at work, at school, in social settings. What do you say? What don't you say?
What is appropriate? First, acknowledge Ramadan respectfully. You can say Ramadan Mubarak or Ramadan Kareem. Both are greetings that mean essentially Blessed Ramadan or Generous Ramadan. English speakers in diverse environments use these greetings all the time, and they are always appreciated.
Always genuinely appreciated. If someone says Ramadan Mubarak to you and you are not Muslim, you can simply smile and say thank you or Ramadan Mubarak to you too. This is perfectly appropriate. It shows respect and warmth.
It shows respect completely. Now, what not to say? Don't say things like, "Aren't you hungry?" repeatedly. People fasting are aware of how they feel. Asking over and over draws attention in a way that can feel uncomfortable. Acknowledge it once with kindness and move on.
Move on naturally. Also, don't say, not even water, in a tone of disbelief or judgment. Yes, for many Muslims, the fast includes not drinking water. This is their choice, their faith, their practice. Respond with respect, not shock. You can say, wow, that takes dedication, or I really admire that.
I really admire that. That is a beautiful, respectful thing to say to someone who is fasting. It honors their commitment without making it strange or dramatic. It keeps the conversation kind.
Keeps conversation kind always. And if you are organizing a lunch meeting or a work event during Ramadan and some colleagues are fasting, be thoughtful. You can say, I know some of us are fasting. Should we reschedule or would you prefer to join us anyway? This simple question shows so much consideration.
Shows so much consideration. Truly. Most people who are fasting will tell you they are fine attending. But the fact that you asked, that matters. That is inclusion. That is respect in action.
In action, beautifully. Now, let's talk about some common English phrases and sentences you might need or hear during Ramadan. Let's practice them together. First, simple explanations.
Simple explanations first. I'm fasting for Ramadan. Short, clear, direct. If someone offers you food or drink, this tells them everything they need to know politely.
Politely and simply. I can't eat or drink until sunset. This is a clear explanation. I'm observing Ramadan this month. This is a slightly more formal way to say it. All of these work beautifully in English.
Work beautifully indeed. We break our fast at sunset. We have a big family dinner every evening during Ramadan. Ramadan is a time for prayer and reflection for us. These sentences are natural and informative. They explain your experience without lecturing.
Without lecturing anyone. Now, how about inviting someone to iftar? This is a wonderful thing to do. Inviting a non-Muslim friend or colleague to iftar is a deeply generous and connective gesture. And in English, you might say, would you like to join us for iftar dinner this Friday?
This Friday, yes. Or, we're breaking fast at 7. You're welcome to join us. Or, I'd love for you to experience iftar with our family. All of these are warm, natural, inviting ways to say it. And most people who receive these invitations feel honored.
Feel genuinely honored. And if you are invited to iftar and you accept, what do you say? I'd love to come. Thank you so much. Should I bring anything? What time should I arrive? These are polite and natural responses. Show enthusiasm. Show appreciation.
Show appreciation clearly. And when you arrive, wait for the fast to be broken before eating. Follow the lead of your hosts. You might hear a brief prayer or see everyone reach for dates first. This is the tradition. Observe respectfully. You don't need to participate in the prayer, but do wait for the moment.
Do wait for the moment. It is a sacred moment, and being quiet and respectful during it is the most beautiful thing a guest can do.
The most beautiful, truly. Let's talk about the English vocabulary around some other Ramadan traditions. The night prayers during Ramadan are called Tarawih. You might hear someone say, "I'm going to Tarawih prayers tonight," or "The mosque has Tarawih every evening during Ramadan."
Every evening during Ramadan. Another very important night is Laylat al-Qadr. In English, this is often called the Night of Power or the Night of Decree. It falls in the last 10 days of Ramadan. Muslims believe it is the holiest night of the year, the night the first verses of the Quran were revealed to the Prophet Muhammad.
Revealed to the Prophet. You might hear, "She spent the whole night in prayer for Laylat al-Qadr," or "He's been doing extra worship in the last 10 nights." These are completely natural English sentences describing this tradition.
Natural English sentences. And then there is itikaf. This means spiritual retreat. Some Muslims spend the last 10 days of Ramadan in the mosque, dedicating themselves entirely to worship. You might hear, "He's in itikaf this week," or "She's doing itikaf at the mosque."
At the mosque for worship. And finally, Ramadan ends with one of the biggest celebrations in Islam, Eid al-Fitr, the festival of breaking the fast. In English, you'll hear people say, "Eid Mubarak," which means "Blessed Eid." It is the most joyful greeting of the season.
The most joyful greeting, absolutely. And you can say Eid Mubarak to anyone, Muslim or not. It is like saying Happy Eid. It's a gift of words, a small act of warmth. People always smile when they hear it.
Always smile genuinely. You might also hear Happy Eid or Eid greetings in more casual English settings. Workplaces and schools often acknowledge Eid. You might see Happy Eid messages or decorations. This is inclusion. This is community.
This is community, truly. Now, let's talk about something a little more nuanced, how Ramadan 2026 might come up in English conversations in your workplace or school. These are real scenarios you might face.
Real scenarios you'll face. Scenario 1. Your manager asks why you seem tired. You might say, "I've been waking up early for Suhoor Explained Ramadan. I'm a little tired, but I'm managing well. Thank you for asking." This is professional, this is honest, this is clear.
Clear and professional. Scenario 2, a coworker offers you coffee. You can say, "Oh, I'm fasting today actually, but thank you so much." Smile, be light about it. You don't need to make it a long explanation. Short and kind is perfect.
Short and kind always. Scenario 3, you want to request a schedule adjustment for iftar. You might say to your manager, "During Ramadan, I break my fast at sunset, which is around 5:30 this week. Would it be possible to take a short break then?" This is a reasonable, professional request, and most workplaces will accommodate it gladly.
Accommodate it gladly. And if you are a manager or colleague reading this, make space for this. Ask your Muslim team members if they need any adjustments. Creating that space is leadership. It is human decency. It costs nothing and means everything.
Means absolutely everything. Let's talk about something wonderful, the language of food during Ramadan, because food is such a big part of how people talk and experience this month, and every culture brings different food to the table at iftar.
Different food to the table. In an English conversation, you might find yourself saying, "My mom makes this incredible lamb stew every Ramadan," or "We always have lentil soup to break our fast," or "My neighbor brought over the most amazing pastries for iftar."
The most amazing pastries. Food becomes language during Ramadan. Sharing food, describing food, offering food, receiving food. All of this is connection. All of this is communication. And in English, food vocabulary opens so many warm conversations.
So many warm conversations. You might say, have you ever tried dates? We always start iftar with dates. Or, I made too much food last night. Let me bring you some tomorrow. These small offerings of food and words build bridges between people.
Build beautiful bridges. And if you are not fasting, but you want to show solidarity with someone who is, you can simply say, I think what you're doing is really meaningful. Or, I'd love to join you for iftar one evening if that's okay. These gestures are remembered. They matter.
They are always remembered. Let's practice a few more phrases before we wrap up, because repetition is how we learn language, and using these phrases will make you sound confident, respectful, and fluent when Ramadan conversations come up.
Come up naturally. It's the month of Ramadan, so I'm fasting. Iftar is the meal when we break the fast at sunset. Suhoor is the meal we eat before dawn. We celebrate Eid al-Fitr at the end of Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak means Blessed Ramadan.
Blessed Ramadan, yes. I'm looking forward to Eid this year. This is my first Ramadan in this country. Ramadan always feels different when you're far from home. I miss how my family celebrates back in Egypt or Morocco or Indonesia or wherever home is.
Wherever home is emotionally, because Ramadan for many people is deeply tied to home, to childhood, to memory, to belonging. And being able to talk about that in English with words that feel true is a gift. Language gives us that gift.
Language gives us that. And if you are learning English and going through Ramadan at the same time, we see you. That is not easy. Fasting while learning, praying while studying, keeping your fast while navigating a new language and sometimes a new culture. That takes real strength.
Real, incredible strength. You are doing something hard and beautiful at the same time. And using English to talk about Ramadan means you are building bridges between your faith and the wider world. That is something to be proud of.
Something to be genuinely proud of. Before we end, let's talk about what Ramadan teaches us that is relevant to everyone, Muslim or not, because the values at the heart of Ramadan are universal.
Universal and profound. Gratitude. When you fast, you become more aware of what you usually take for granted. Water, bread, a warm meal. You feel grateful in a way that is deeper than words. And gratitude is something every human being needs more of.
Every human being, truly. Empathy. Fasting teaches you what it feels like to be hungry. And for many people, that hunger is not a choice. It is a reality. Ramadan builds empathy for people who don't have enough. It turns religion into action, into giving, into charity.
Into charity and generosity. Discipline. Saying no to food and drink from dawn to sunset every day for a month takes real discipline, real focus. Ramadan teaches the mind to overcome the body, and that lesson, that power, carries over into every part of life.
Into every part of life. Community. The shared experience of Ramadan creates bonds between people that are hard to describe. You go through something together. You sacrifice together. You celebrate together. Eid at the end of the month tastes sweeter because of what came before it.
Because of the journey before. So whether you observe Ramadan or you simply want to understand it better, whether you're a student or a teacher, whether you're in a Muslim-majority country or a small town where you're the only Muslim in your office, we hope this conversation helps you find the words you need.
Find the words you need. Words to explain, words to invite, words to connect, words to honor something that is deeply meaningful to over 1 billion people on this planet. Ramadan is not a footnote. It is not an inconvenience. It is a beautiful, profound human experience.
A profound human experience. And you now have the English vocabulary to talk about it with warmth, accuracy, and confidence. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone observing. And to everyone else, we hope this month brings you closer to the people around you.
Closer to the people around you, truly. Now, please tell us in the comments below, are you observing Ramadan 2026? What country are you in? What is your favorite iftar food? What is the hardest part of explaining Ramadan in English? We read every single comment, every single one.
Every single one without exception. Your comments are our favorite part of this job. We learn from you. We grow from you. You make this community what it is. So please leave a comment. Share this video with someone who needs it.
Someone who would love it. And please hit that like button if this helped you. It takes 1 second and it tells the whole world that this kind of content matters, that real English conversations about real human experiences matter.
Matter so much. And subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it right now. It means more to us than we can express. This channel exists because of your support. You are the reason we show up every week.
You are the reason completely. We are so grateful for you, every single viewer, every single learner, every single person who found us and decided to stay. Thank you from the deepest part of our hearts.
From the deepest part. We'll see you next time on Everyday English Channel for more real conversations about real life.
Real life and real language. Ramadan Mubarak, everyone. Take care.
Take care and Ramadan Kareem.
See you next time.